Hello, I'm your instructor. My name is Russ Tompkins. You'll find out a lot more about me when we look at the Blackboard website that you'll be looking at each week. But first, I wanted to tell you just a little bit about me, introduce myself to you, since this is an online class. You don't often get to, have personal interaction with your instructor. Now, this class, though, we will. We'll be doing some Zoom meetings individually, and you and I will be using this Zoom format, Zoom meetings, to meet once in a while. But I'm married. My wife Connie and I have been married now for several years, for 44 years now that we've been married, and we have two grown children. They each have significant others, no grandchildren, but we do have three dogs that I suppose are our grandchildren. We have one golden doodle that's just a year old. We have two other miniature schnauzers that we have, Parker and Max, and Lil and golden doodle is Cooper, and that's who we are. So anyway, I'm a retired pastor of church. I'm a minister in the United Methodist Church, but I'm retired. I've been teaching public speaking ever since 2005 in the colleges. I was teaching even before that in high school, and I'll be doing these video lectures for you so you can have a little more insight on what to expect each week. I'll be going through the website so that you can see different things, and hopefully this will help answer some of your questions that you might have. Besides that, it will just introduce you more to me and give you an example of what you will be doing. You're not going to be doing recorded Zoom meetings, but we're going to be recording your speeches and then posting that on our discussion board for your group that you're going to be assigned to. I'll get more into that in just a little bit. I've been teaching speech for a long time. I have a master's degree in communication as well as a master's degree of divinity. I have been teaching on the high school level for 13 years, speech and theater, directing plays, and being in charge of the speech teams and things like that. And then I've been teaching on the college level, as I said, since 2005 in a variety of different colleges. I currently teach at four different colleges on a part-time basis. Teach religion in one of the colleges at Iowa Western, and then I teach oral communication skills in the other three colleges, including this one here at Bellevue. I've decided that I'm going to do a weekly video lecture for you to kind of give you some insight on things. If you need to contact me, then under the website, there is instructor information that has my contact information. I use my cell phone quite a bit, so you can text me, you can email me. I would prefer if you do email that you use my primary school email, which is through bellevue.edu. That way, we have a written record of communication between you and I if we ever need that. So let me tell you a little bit about this class, about the course. You'll be doing several different presentations in class of different lengths. You're going to be doing 4 speeches in class, recording them. The first one is called an elevator speech. I'll be talking next week in more detail about that one. It's not due until the end of week 3, and this is week 1. And if you want to, you can go on YouTube and simply search for elevator speech, and you'll see lots of examples of them. These are short. They're only about, 45 seconds, a minute to 2 minutes in length, primarily just to introduce yourself to the person that you're talking to. The second speech we'll be doing is going to be a 4 to 6 minute speech. That's an informative speech using PowerPoint. And I'll be talking about that. We'll be doing that speech at the end of week 6. At the end of week 9, we're going to be doing a persuasive speech that's 4 to 6 minutes. And that one's going to be in the format of a TED Talk. Many of you have seen TED Talks in the past, and this is going to be a persuasive speech on a problem that you get to select. Then our last speech is due the end of week 12, which is the last week of our class. And that's going to be to revise one of your 2 speeches you've done in class, either the PowerPoint speech or revise the TED Talk speech. So you'll be doing one of those. So I'll be with you the entire way. I'll be helping you to learn some different things as well as try to help you over the rough spots and the problems that you might have. At this point, I'd like to take a look at our website so we can take a look at some things. I'm going to share my screen with you now. This screen is my class. So I've got the web uploaded here, the website, and this is the instructor information right here that you see. It tells you a little bit more about my background. You can read that over. And at the bottom here is my contact information. So make sure that you take a look at this. This is my primary email, my secondary or alternate email, and then my cell phone number. You can text me and let me know that you sent me an email or something like that. So now let's kind of look here on the side. This on the left side is called the global navigation menu. The syllabus is important to check out. If you click on syllabus, you're going to see that it's in three parts. There's part one that you will download this PDF and read through it. And then here's part two of the syllabus, and then there's a part three of the syllabus. You need to read through, scroll through each one of these parts, and then select on week one that you acknowledge that you have looked through the syllabus. You won't be able to access the rest of the weeks of the class until you have first acknowledged that you've read through the syllabus. Then here is instructor information, which we just looked at. And then this is a very important part of the website. That's the announcements. I put extensive announcements down, which are more like written lectures, explaining to you in a lot of detail what you need to do for that week. So don't skip over these announcements. These announcements also tell you the deadlines of when things are due. Generally, things are due either by midnight of Friday night or midnight of Sunday night of that week. So check over the announcements each week. I try to have them posted no later than Sunday evening, Monday morning at the very, very latest time, but typically I'll have them Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. Then we get into the course content, and the discussion board is something that we'll take a look at here because you need to access some of this. Here's the instructor video lectures, and that's where I'll put each week's lecture. I'll label it week one video lecture, week two video lecture. So it should be very simple for you to go through and to find things that you want to watch. You can go back and rewatch these videos anytime. And then this is where you would put your introduction of yourself. That's an ungraded discussion board posting that you'll have. We have several people so far that have done that. And then this is for your week one discussion board assignment to post. This is due by Friday night by midnight. And then your replies to at least two other classmates are due no later than Sunday night at midnight. Altogether, those two parts will constitute your final grade then that you'll get on the discussion board. We'll look at how I grade the discussion boards in just a minute. The groups are going to be important because right now there are no groups if you click on that, but I will be creating groups that you will post your videos on. So for each of your speeches, you'll be recording them and then posting a link to the video onto the discussion board of your group. So the groups will be chosen at random. There'll be 3 groups for each speech. So you simply need to look for what group you're in, and that's where you'll post not only your video, but you'll post an evaluation of other people's videos, and I'll show you how to do all that as well. And then we get into the weeks. Right now we're in week 1, so let's click on week 1 and we'll see what's there. The first thing you'll see is the syllabus acknowledgement. So you do need to click on that syllabus acknowledgement. That'll be automatically recorded then that you have done this, and then that will allow me to, for you, open up all of the other weeks. So if you want to look ahead and you want to work ahead, let's say you're going to be gone a week or something, you'll be able to look ahead and do that. So scrolling down then, you see a little introduction to the week, and you'll see 3 boxes here. One is the objectives that you'll be I'm teaching you. The second box are the questions you should be able to answer at the end of the week. And the important things are the deliverables. That means the assignments that are due. And here you see we have 3 assignments due by the end of this week. The first one is to post your introduction of yourself. That's to be done on the discussion board that's labeled Course Introduction. And then the second one is the discussion for week 1 that's due by Friday. That's your original post. And then you have replies to at least 2 other people in class due no later than Sunday night at midnight. So you need to check Saturday and Sunday to see who has posted their initial post and respond to at least 2. You can respond to as many people as you want to. And this assignment is worth a total of 10 points. Then you have a quiz due over the reading assignment. So you do need to get your textbook and you do need to read chapters 1, 2, and 6. Typically, you have 1 or 2 chapters a week. The first week, you have 3 chapters, chapters 1, chapter 2, and chapter 6. Scrolling down then, you'll see the next part is the reading and viewing assignments. Your textbook is chapters 1, 2, and 6. There's PowerPoints on each one of these. If that would help you to understand the chapters, it won't tell you everything about it, but help you understand. And I find these chapter outlines are very, very helpful. So even if you don't have your book, you could use your chapter outline to at least tell you what the information is on the different chapters. And here's the course introduction board. You see if I hover my mouse right over the heading here, it will be a hyperlink to take me directly to that discussion board, or I can add in then my part of the discussion. And here it says as appropriate, include your academic major, your hometown, and so on and so forth. And here's the discussion board, and you need to read through these instructions very carefully. First of all, it says create a new thread for this discussion board and post 200 words responding to one of the prompts below. There's 3 different prompts, one on chapter 1, one on chapter 2, and one on chapter 3. Select one of those 3, and you need to write at least a minimum of 200 words. So you've got to write quite a bit on there. And it does say that the word requirement is the amount of words it would take to compose an average answer. And that's about 200 words. So if you're interested in an A or a B, you probably should have more than 200, right? Then going on down here, it says, starting in this paragraph here, you are expected to meaningfully integrate and correctly cite our course textbook, additional course readings, and course viewing assignments. But you are not to use anything other than the resources other than our course materials. In other words, only use the website material and only use your textbook when you cite them. When I look through your discussion post and you've not cited or quoted, paraphrased, referred to something in the chapter, and you've not indicated what page in the chapter, what is the chapter, the title, the author's name, that's all part of a citation. If you don't include that information, then you will not get all 10 points. If you don't respond to at least 2 other people in class in a meaningful way, and down here it says respond meaningfully, 150 to 200 words, to at least 2 posts by other students, no later than midnight of Sunday. So if you don't do that, you'll not get all 10 points as well. So it says here, begin each of your submissions with the discussion board question number. So example, question number 3, you pick that one, or question number 1, and so on. So you see here, the first prompt is question number 1 is on chapter 1. If you decide to answer that one, your reference from your text, your citation from your text should be in chapter 1 of your textbook. Question 2 should come from chapter 2 if you decide to do this one. Or if you decide to do question 3, that should come from chapter 6 in here. Going on now, your last assignment that's due for the week is a quiz on chapters 1, 2, and 6. And you take the quiz again by hovering over the title, the heading, and that turns into a hyperlink. And then you are to take that quiz. Now, the nice thing about this quiz that you take is you are limited to the amount of time you have to take the quiz, but you can retake the quiz as many times as you want if you're not happy with the score that you got. Take it as many times until you get the right score. What's important is what you're learning in this and not a memorization test. So that's basically what each week will be, is information on the discussion boards, information on the reading assignment, information on for the quiz. So make sure that you get the syllabus acknowledgement done. Do that as soon as possible. And then the last thing I wanted to talk to you about today, and I'm going to stop the sharing for now just so I can see you. But the last thing I want to tell you about is there's two things, not only in this class, but also in life that's most important. And that is that you show up and that you do the work. And by showing up in an online class, that means you need to participate. You need to not just be there once in the week or once every 2 weeks, but you need to participate as often as you can. Do things like reading the announcements on one day. Maybe another day you listen to this or watch this video lecture that I do, try to help you in answering questions that you have to do. Or maybe you respond to someone else in class on another day. I will look and see how many times each week that you will be participating in class. And the expectation is you'll be on participating at least 2 days during every week. Hopefully you'll be doing more than that. I'll be checking in each day to see where you're at, if you have any questions, if you have any emails for me, things like that. And the doing the work is, I found in this class, I've taught this class for several years now, is that most people that complete the work end up doing very well in class. I can't guarantee you a good grade, but most students that do the work end up getting at least a B in the class. And so I think that's something that if you do the work, that'd be very helpful for you as well. So I'm just really glad to have you on board. Don't hesitate to text me, send me an email if you have any questions whatsoever, and I'll be more than happy to visit with you. So that's it for now. Get to work on reading chapters 1, 2, and 6. Do that syllabus acknowledgement, the discussion board questions and quiz, and then you'll be all ready to go for week 2. So I look forward to being your teacher and instructor and to talking with you again real soon. Thank you.